Hello and welcome to Oracle PL/SQL video tutorial. Now that we have got some idea about Oracle database and also SQL to play around with it, it seems a good time to start learning PL/SQL to help us gain more control over the database, both as a DBA and as a developer. In this video, we'll take an introductory tour of Oracle PL/SQL. PL/SQL is a procedural language that is built in to the Oracle database, and we can run PL/SQL anywhere where we can run SQL. For example, in SQL command line utility and in SQL developer. It is tightly integrated with SQL. Tight integration means that we can use SQL statements within PL/SQLs without any problem and send multiple SQL statements in a PL/SQL code. This is particularly useful in minimizing network traffic to and from between client and the server. Since it is a procedural language, we can use variables, loops, conditional logic, and exception handling to gain more control over our code. The basic structure of PL/SQL code is based on a block. A block has three main parts: declarative, executable, and exception handling. In the declarative part, we declare PL/SQL identifiers. Identifiers are of many types like variables, constants, procedures, functions, cursors, and exceptions. Identifiers are not case sensitive, but you can not use a reserved word, a word reserved for Oracle it uses to identify an instruction. In an anonymous block, declarative part starts with the word declare, and in the named blocks or subprograms, the declaration part starts with the subprogram type, for example, procedure or function, and its name, and normally is keyword follows, and after that we declare our identifiers, and that is our declarative part. Executable part is where actual code runs. Only this part in the block is mandatory. This part starts with the keyword begin. Exception handling part is where we provide code to tell the program what to do if some error occurs in the code. This part starts with the keyword exception. One thing worth mentioning is that blocks can be nested. That is, we can write blocks inside another block. For example, to handle an exception, we can write another block inside exception part of a block. We can divide blocks into two types: an anonymous block and named block. Anonymous block doesn't have any name, so it's not saved in the database. Once it executes, it can't be called again. These anonymous blocks can be executed or submitted by using SQL Developer or SQL command line like interactive tools. A named PL/SQL block can be stored in the database. These named PL/SQL blocks are called subprograms. Examples of these types of blocks are stored functions and stored procedures. These subprograms can be used repeatedly once they are created. This is a demo of PL/SQL block, and we are using SQL Developer as an interactive tool or environment for this demo. First, we need to enable output. For this, we'll issue set server output on.
Now keep in mind, this is not a statement. We'll not click on run statement button, but instead run script button here. This command is related to environment we are working in and will output or print something on screen in our code. We'll use dbms output.putLine Oracle built-in package to do that. We'll come to the packages later in the series in detail, but to get some idea, packages are units to group numerous procedures, functions, and etc. and other subprograms. And this is a publicly available package installed with Oracle, or we can say that it is a built-in package. There are many built-in packages available, and you can explore them on the internet at your convenience anytime. Another environment related important thing is that you can enable or disable line numbers in SQL Developer. Right click behind this line and from the context menu choose toggle line numbers. Now let's start the demo. In the declarative section, and since it is an anonymous block, we are using keyword declare here. We are declaring a variable of variable length character here. In executable part, we are assigning a string value to this variable. This is assignment operator that assigns a value on the right hand side to the variable on the left side. On the left hand side, the value on the right hand side and the variable on the left hand side. Then in order to print the contents or the value of this variable, we are using the built-in package and dbms output and its function putLine. Now run this script and we can see our desired output. Now we can turn it into a named block. We turn this code into a procedure just by changing its declarative part. Type create or replace hello world, that is procedure name. Now after this type keyword is, and now you can declare your variables. Rest of the code will remain the same. Run this script. This will compile this procedure and store permanently it in the database in the schema we created it. And now it can be repeatedly called as many times as we like. To run this procedure, type execute and then name of the procedure and run this script. Here we can see it printed out our desired string.